Sorry about that, Girl Scouts. I had a little trouble with my video camera going off and on, but welcome to Inspiring Futures. I am Katie Herstein with Girl Scouts of Colorado, and I get to be the lucky one to host Inspiring Futures, where we have a whole bunch of professional women come on and talk to Girl Scouts about their careers and how they got there and what they enjoy about their jobs, their challenges, and more. So we are partnered with College Invest and their Colorado's college saving program. And I'm going to show you a little video about what some Girl Scouts got out of Inspiring Futures.
Hi Girl Scouts, we're here at the Girl Scout Dream Lab with Angela Bio.
Angela is the CEO of College Invest.
I've participated in a lot of the Inspiring Futures programs, but my favorite was the one with people from SeaWorld because I would like to work with animals someday. Lily, what's been your favorite?
My favorite Inspiring Futures videos are about balloon and the light pictures for the circus because I always want to know how the lights work or what moves them. Angela, you are Ari. What future career inspired you?
That's a great question, Lily. When I was a young girl, I dreamed of working at the Denver Zoo, and I actually got to do that when I turned 30. But what's most important at your age is to be able to see that anything is possible. And with Inspiring Futures, presented by College Invest, you get to meet some amazing women. Women are doing things like working with animals, racing cars, catching criminals, helping those in need, and so much more. And did you know that you can do the Future Me Patch program at home with your caregiver? And it's a fun way to take a deeper dive on what your future may look like. And not only is this patch glow in the dark, but we'll also give you $100 in your College Invest account to help make your dreams a reality.
Let's be inspired!
Awesome. I'm just going to admit a few more people in that were in the waiting room. So College Invest Girl Scouts, they're, as I said, they're Colorado's college savings program. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. So what they are all about is helping families save money for college, which is after your high school experience to further your education. So it's sort of like a piggy bank where birthday money, caregivers, your parents, grandparents can put money into your College Invest account, and it grows and grows and grows over the years. And then when it comes time to use it to pay for your expenses after high school, it can be taken out. Sorry, I'm just muting someone. It can be taken out tax-free. So your money goes even further. So, and what Angela Beyer, the CEO of College Invest, was talking about is a Future Me Patch program where Girl Scouts kindergarten through 5th grade can go through the program. And once they complete the program and their parent or caregiver learns a little bit more College Invest, you can get $100 to start off your College Invest account. Or if there's one already started for you, they'll add $100 into your account. So it's absolutely wonderful program to get you jump started on your college career, even though that may be way in the future. So some housekeeping items. So we're going to record this session, as you might have heard. We have a YouTube channel. So once we're done, I'm going to save it and put it up on our YouTube channel. So any Girl Scouts who've missed tonight's presentation, they can see it on YouTube anytime. So we'd love to see your smiling faces, as I can see lots of you right now, girls. It's great to see you. You can unmute and chat with our guest tonight, or you can use type in the chat, whatever is most comfortable for you. And I'm going to admit one more person. So next up, we have our promise and our law. So would anybody like to unmute and say it with me? I'm going to have the words up on the screen. Are you ready? Let's go. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country.
I will try to serve
God
God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. Let's do the Girl Scout law. I will do my best to be honest and fair.
Do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful,
considerate
considerate and caring, courageous and strong,
responsible
responsible for what I
what I
say and do,
and
respect
to
myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout.
My troop loves to yell out that very last line. I don't know when you guys say that, the promise and law with your Girl Scouts troop, if you do the same, but it's kind of fun. So anyhow, we have a wonderful guest today. In our survey that I send out asking Girl Scouts who they would like to hear from, teacher was the #1 profession that girls would like to hear from. So that's who I have here today, is a teacher. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and welcome Beth. She is been a nice long time to, I'm just going to spotlight her. There you go. And can tell us all about her teaching experience and find out from you girls what you're interested in teaching, and you can take it from here.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited you wanted to hear what a teacher's world is like. My name is Beth Fling, as Miss Katie said, and I live in Colorado. And I am a teacher, and I have been a teacher for, let me think, 23 years. So I've been teaching in classrooms, a wide variety of classrooms. So I've gotten to work with a lot of kiddos at all different ages. So I feel very, very fortunate that I've had those experiences. And I've gone to many different schools, and I've been in many different classrooms. So I'm excited to sort of share my teaching world with all of you today and tonight, depending on what your time frame is there at your homes. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So when I graduated from high school and went to college, my first college I went to, I was an interior design major. So that means that I worked in people's homes and I worked for different companies. And so I came away with an interior design degree, and I did that work for about 10 years. And I worked with architects, and I loved that world.
What we do.
It was very creative, and I really enjoyed that experience. But I felt like I wanted to help people, and especially kids. And I come from a family of teachers, so that helped with my decision. So my grandmother was a preschool teacher and a kindergarten teacher. And I have, my goodness, I have 4 cousins that are teachers. And what's even better is my daughter, her name is Sydney. She just graduated from college in May. She went to the University of Maryland, and she went to school to be a teacher. And now she is an 8th grade teacher, and she teaches social studies. She teaches US history. So now she's a teacher. So our family keeps growing with teachers, but that was a big inspiration for me with all of my family. And I used to always talk to my cousins about what teaching was like. And I can remember thinking, that might be something I want to do. So after I worked in the interior design world for a while, I decided to go back to college. I took a few more courses and I got my master's degree in teaching. And what I really liked about that program, it was a college in Philadelphia. And what I liked is I was able to get a degree in elementary education. And then I was able to get a degree in special education. So I was able to really teach many students of all different levels and abilities. And I liked that because I wasn't sure where I really thought I'd end up. So I thought it's probably best to have a degree in a really broad area of students that I can figure out where my specialty is. So then after I graduated, I started teaching, and I spent the first, let me think, I'd say the first 10 years, I taught 2nd grade. And I lived in Pennsylvania, and I taught 2nd grade, and I absolutely loved 2nd grade. So that was exciting, and I was in a really great school. And then I moved to Colorado. And when I moved to Colorado, my own kids were getting really busy with sports and school. So I thought, what can I do? I'm not going to go right back in the classroom. I can do some different things. So I went to another school here in Colorado and I taught, believe it or not, computers. And I taught in a computer lab and I taught kids how to type and how to create like email accounts and how to create documents and all sorts of fun stuff and projects that we did. And then I worked with the school librarian and we worked together. And I did that job for a few years. And that was with kids in grades kindergarten through 6th grade. So then I really had a lot of different kids coming in because I was like one of the specials teachers. Do you guys have library, gym, or PE, music, art? So I was sort of like a specials teacher. So I did that for a while and I loved that. And I got to know all the kids in the school, which was really cool. Then I left that job after a few years. And then I started to become a substitute teacher, where some schools and some school districts might call it a guest teacher. So I thought, boy, this is going to be exciting. Now I can be a substitute teacher and I can work in preschool classrooms all the way up to 12th graders in high school. And then I can also work in special ed classrooms, teaching special education. So when I was a substitute teacher, it was so cool because it was just great that I had this opportunity to work with so many different kids. And that's what I loved. So I was a substitute teacher until, are you ready? 2 weeks ago. And 2 weeks ago, I was in a classroom at a middle school, Rocky Heights Middle School in Douglas County School District here in Colorado. And I was a substitute teacher in a special education classroom, and I fell in love with the kiddos. All those kids, they were 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. And I thought, oh, this is a great environment, great classroom, great students, and even better, there were other teachers that I really liked, and some of the EAs in there were great people to work with. And they said, hey, why don't you come and work for us? We have a job opening. So I applied for the job, and 2 weeks ago, everything happened pretty quickly. And here I am back to teaching full time in just one classroom for the special ed kids. So I am super excited. Again, you just never know where a career is going to take you, to many, many different places. And you never know when you're going to meet the right people that might have the right job for you. So I felt so fortunate to have this opportunity, and it did happen quickly. So since in the last 2 weeks, I've started a new job. And the school is a fabulous school. And like I said, it's a middle school. So I have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, and we are in a special education classroom. So that means that some of the students in that classroom, most of them, just need some extra help and support from their teachers. So we do some of our learning in our classroom, but they also go to other classrooms in the building with their team, because we have teams in our middle school, different teams for each grade level. And when the students go into those classrooms, we still need to help and support them. So a lot of times the teachers will follow the students into the classroom and provide some extra help and support. Because sometimes for our special education students, sometimes the work is a little harder for them to process and understand. And sometimes their classwork or the way that their teacher is teaching goes a little too quickly for them. So as a special educator, I can take their assignments and modify or change them so that the kids can be successful in completing their assignments. So it's really, really cool that I have that opportunity. So there again, I'm working with my special education team of teachers. I'm working with my students, but I'm also able to go into other classrooms and work with those teachers. And it has been a really great experience because I'm feeling so fortunate and happy that I have this job right now. I did not expect to go back into the classroom. I really enjoyed substitute teaching because I was all over our school district in many different schools. But I have to say, this is kind of nice that I'm now going back to just the same school every day and getting to know the people around me and building those relationships with people that I'm working with. So it's very exciting. And, it's busy. Being a teacher requires a lot of work. And you know what? I don't know if your teacher in your schools ever say it, but any of your teachers ever say you have to wear a lot of different hats. So sometimes I have a hat on because I might be a math teacher for a little bit. Then I might have to change that hat and I might have to put on my hat for reading or literacy. And now I'm teaching reading lessons and science and social studies. And it can be a little challenging because as a teacher, you're creating lesson plans of things that you need to teach. And when you're teaching different subjects, then you have to be flexible and you have to do a lot of homework. Even teachers have homework sometimes. And that means that we have to do our work to prepare for our school day, just like students do. When you guys have homework that you do at night, a lot of times I'm sitting at my dining room table doing homework for my next day. And that means getting lessons ready and activities and trying to figure out with the middle school, students change class periods. So they have that schedule where they've got to be in different places at different times. And that requires us to do some paperwork and have some documents created that allow us to understand where everyone is, students and staff. So teaching is a lot of work. I mean, it takes a lot of time to get our classrooms ready, which is really my favorite part of my job. Because remember, I told you about my first career? I was an interior designer, and that means that I get to decorate and design spaces. Well, that is probably my favorite thing to do in the beginning of the year is to get my classroom ready for students. And I know many of you, if not most of you, probably think that is so great to walk into your classroom on the first day of school and to see what your teachers have done in the classrooms to get ready for you guys. All the new materials and all the posters and the cool signs on the walls. So that's kind of a fun part of teaching also, is getting our classrooms ready. And
I'm just going to ask a question, actually. So
Yeah.
girls, do you notice when you walk into your classroom in the new school year that all these new things are up? Do you see that? Is the door of your classroom decorated? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a theme or something too. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Beth, I think that is probably one of the fun things about being a teacher.
It is. And if you've ever been in a teacher store, sometimes there's like Lakeshore, but even Target has sections inside that you can shop and see teacher things or school supplies. I love all that stuff. I'm sure you guys do too. And that's always fun, girls, to just figure out and I like that you said that, Katie, that, it's a theme. Sometimes you do a theme. So, that's a big part of a teacher's responsibilities, because the other thing that happens throughout the year, the school year, is that we have different holidays to celebrate, right? Our seasons change, the months change, holidays change, and we're steady. We're always celebrating something. We've got a special holiday coming up in the month of October. How many of you like Halloween? Raise your hands out there if you like Halloween and trick-or-treating. Yes. So are you starting to do some crafts and some fun activities in your classrooms to get ready for Halloween? I know we have a couple crafts and things too. So that's kind of fun. That is really fun because I really
Did
enjoy
you?
that.
I see. Belkia, I think that's not your real name, is it right? That's your mom's name?
No, I'm Belky's daughter.
Okay.
Did you want to say something?
Yes, I love Halloween. A
Do
lot.
you?
I think if we took a vote, we'd find most people do. I know, that's so fun.
And
And also, I don't have any crafts yet.
Okay, well, it's still early in the month, right? We still have a couple days left until October 31st.
Zoe?
I just wanted to say that like almost all of my decorations are DIY, so I'm gonna be doing a bunch of crafts this year for Halloween. And other than Christmas, it is absolutely my favorite holiday.
Oh, I love that. And that's fun. And it's fun when your teachers have a chance to incorporate that at school too, right? In your classrooms. And a lot of teachers try to keep those holidays and themes in mind so that it can make our learning a little bit more exciting, right? When we have to do things for holidays and we get to craft. We do some cooking in my classroom. So we've been making sort of some spooky snacks already. And that's been fun. The kids have been really enjoying that. So we have a little kitchen in our classroom. So even cooking can be incorporated into teaching, right?
And I see another hand up. Diane Voss?
Isn't Halloween also Juliet's birthday?
It sure is. So Beth, the founder of Girl Scouts of the USA, is her birthday is Halloween. I mean, yeah, it's Halloween. So
Cool.
we celebrate our Founders Day as we're trick-or-treating.
Oh, that's awesome. A double celebration, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's so cool. What a great day to have a birthday.
Yeah. What grade is everybody in? Three, five,
Let me see.
5, and 1 first. Awesome.
Wow, goodness.
And you guys like your teachers?
Yes, I know. And in elementary school, I think teachers have such an even better job because you can really have fun with younger kids like your ages with doing lots of fun and games and things like that. When I was substitute teaching in the high school, for example, that's usually 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. They're so busy with so much schoolwork and homework that they do a little bit of celebrating, but not as much as we did in the elementary school. And middle school is like right in between. So I'm liking that in middle school we can still have some fun too, and it's not all work, but it is fun.
So Zoe, was it you who said you want to be a teacher? Yeah. Can you unmute and tell us why?
It just seems
Oh, did you freeze?
like a really fun job for kids. So being a teacher sounds really fun for me.
It does,
Kinda.
yes. Yeah. And it is fun because, you get to be creative and you get to come up with fun ways of teaching a subject that might not be really exciting. And you get to experiment and try things. The other thing that's fun is you get to work with other teachers and you get to share ideas. And that really helps. And that's really fun when you know that somebody has tried something that they like, Oh, that's awesome, Zoe.
Yeah, and I'm already kind of practicing for that as well because I'm helping lead Girl Scout meetings and everything. So I'm coming up with crafts and stuff and fun activities for the younger girls like the brownies and the daisies to do.
Oh, that's a great
You,
example.
Zoe, that's awesome. And as you grow through Girl Scouts too, you'll have lots more opportunities to do that.
Exactly. That's excellent. And that's the other thing. If you're thinking about teaching as a career, I know when I was really little, maybe first grade, second grade, I would go to my grandmother's house And upstairs, she had an office and she had a great desk. I loved that desk. And I remember playing school up in her office. And I had dolls and stuffed animals, and they were all of my students. And I always loved playing school and making lists and pretending to grade papers and all that good stuff. And it is fun. And I kind of thought that I'd always want to be a teacher, but I think when I first got out of high school, I wasn't really sure. I kind of felt like I enjoyed creating things and creating spaces. And I'm glad I had that chance and that opportunity to do that. But I was also glad that I decided to go back for teaching. So that was
Yeah, and
really-
with playing school, I do that all the time too.
yeah.
Like I actually have a couple of dolls and I have some desks and like accessories downstairs, so I play school with my dolls all the time.
Oh, that is so fun. I love that. That's awesome. And that's a sign, if you're passionate about it, it's about something at a young age, usually that passion stays with you as you grow up. Or if it's not directly teaching, maybe it's something else, along the lines of maybe teaching people or instructing people to do something. But that's awesome. Those are all good indicators, right? That you can do something like teaching when you get older. And you guys see school, you're in school a lot, you see your school teachers and you kind of get what they're doing and they work hard and they're trying to make it an excellent experience for you because when people ask me who is my favorite teacher, I usually tell them it's a couple of teachers that I had in elementary school. For some reason, my elementary school teachers are the ones I remember most because they made it so fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Do you girls have a favorite teacher that you've had?
The only teacher that is like, I only have one teacher that's actually stayed from my elementary school, and that is Mr. Beck. He teaches 4th grade, so I really
good.
Enjoy.
What did you like
him.
about Mr. Beck? Being a teacher.
I don't know. He was like a jokester,
Uh,
so yeah, he was one of those people that like joked around but still got to the point. Kind of reminded me of my dad. So
Oh, I love that. That's a great connection. And humor, being funny, certainly helps with teaching, I have to say. Right?
yeah, because me and my dad, like, we joke around a lot. So having someone that, kind of reminds me of him. Like, we play video games together. So having someone else that may not be a family member, but is still kind of like him.
Yeah, that's great.
I have 2 of them now. I have a clone.
Yes, I love that. And when you think about it, you spend a lot of your time in school, don't you? I mean, we have breaks and we have summers off, but when you think about it, it's sort of like your full-time job when you're a kid. Your responsibility is school and doing your school work and participating at school. And there's usually lots of activities and events going on at school. If there's fun sporting events or carnivals or festivals. And when you think about it, you're at school a lot. So it is nice. It's sort of like your second home. I always thought of school that way. Any other questions out there?
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions?
Kind of how I think of it.
Yeah.
I think we're all clear.
Are we good? The other thing I was going to say, back to that connection.
And you said school in Douglas County, right?
Yes. So I teach at Rocky Heights Middle School, and it's in Highlands Ranch. And it's a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade building. So that's the other thing. As a teacher, because I taught in the state of Pennsylvania, I was going to mention when I moved to Colorado, when you teach in a state, you get a teaching certificate. And nowadays it's on the computer with the Department of Education. And when you decide to move to a different state, Usually what you do is you just have to submit and write some paperwork and tell them what credentials you have or what your degree is or what your previous teaching certificate
Yeah.
is. And then they can put a new one on file for that state. But so it's not like when you go to college and you get a teaching certificate, it's not good for every state. So I received one from the state of Pennsylvania when I graduated. And then when I moved to Colorado, I had to submit some paperwork so that I could get a Colorado teaching certificate. And
Yeah.
the other thing teachers have to do, that certificate can expire. That means it can become out of date. So I have to take professional development courses and classes to keep my certificate active. So teachers are always, talk about being a lifelong learner. Teachers are also, because we're
Yeah.
always taking courses and trying to learn different things that we can use in our classroom. And that helps to keep our teaching certificate active for that state.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can get different kinds of teaching degrees. So I mentioned my daughter, Sydney. Sydney is teaching 8th grade. And when she went to college, she said, Mom, I want to be a teacher. And I said, I love it. What do you think you want to do? And she said, I want to teach social studies. I want to focus on history. And she said, I want to teach older kids. I want to teach middle school and high school. So then when she went to University of Maryland, she got a degree in secondary education. And when you say secondary education, you're talking usually about grades 6 through 12 that you can teach. So she could teach in a middle school and she could teach in a high school. Now, my degree is elementary education. So that means I can only teach kindergarten through 6th grade. But my special education degree is kindergarten through 12th grade. So I could teach special education elementary, or I could teach it at the high school level. So there are couple different kinds of teaching and degrees in education that you can get depending on what area you want to focus on. And if you focus on a subject area, if you want to be a math teacher, then you would go for that secondary degree. Because remember, elementary school teachers, they teach all subjects, right? You don't usually switch classes until you get to middle school. And that's when you switch for different, you have an art teacher. I mean, you have a English teacher, language arts, you have science, you have a math teacher. So it's a little different. So things to think about. I didn't feel passionate about one subject matter. I wasn't in love with science or math or reading. So that's why I thought I'm going to go for my elementary, because I want to be able to teach all those subjects. So just some things to think about with that. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any other questions?
From Saturday.
Yes.
Or I have a question for you girls. So if any of you are thinking about being teachers, have you already thought about what you want to teach? Like whether you're an art teacher or science teacher? Have you thought about that? Or maybe want, like Beth was saying, do everything?
Yeah.
What have you thought about, Diana? I see you nodding your head. Do you know what kind of teacher you'd like to be?
I'm just using my mom's name, so my name's actually Lily, but
Lily. Okay,
Lily.
Lily, do you want to be a teacher?
yeah.
And do you know what for?
I kind of want to be a chemistry teacher.
Oh gosh, good for you.
Yeah.
That would be a good class to teach. Do you like science, Lily?
I think
I see Ariane Aurelia. What do you want to teach? See, there you go.
Alright, I'm gonna teach preschool or kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. And those kiddos are so little. They are so much fun.
You're so cute.
They
Yeah.
are. And
Are you a junior Girl Scout?
I think
Yeah. So,
I
and is
might.
your sister a Daisy?
Yeah,
Yep. So do you get to help out at her troop?
yeah.
That's fun.
Oh, that's
If someone
awesome.
wanted to be a science teacher. Sorry, interrupting you, Zoe.
I think I might want to be a kindergarten teacher because I really like the younger kids.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they are a fun group. And when I taught preschool kiddos, when you're teaching preschool, your focus isn't on teaching math and reading. Your focus is sort of on teaching them just how to play with each other and interact with each other because they're new at that. They haven't
Yeah.
developed that yet. And then when they get to kindergarten is when you sort of start introducing really the basics, identifying your alphabet letters in the alphabet, you know, knowing your numbers. And it's really neat to see each grade how you sort of build upon those skills. Every teacher in the next grade does review, and then you might add more instruction and more detail. And it's really cool to see how far they come by the time they almost are in fifth grade, or in some elementary schools here, our elementary schools sometimes go to sixth grade. But it's neat to see them learning from year to year how they grow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of exciting.
How about any challenges?
Well, I would say that's a great question. Sometimes I think what I've been finding as a challenge is that, as you guys probably see in your own schools, there are a whole lot of kids, right? And in some classrooms, you know, you're the only teacher in that classroom. And if you have 25 students, sometimes it can be challenging to keep track of everything. Because remember, you're trying to keep track of everyone's skills. You know, for example, when I taught second grade, I think my biggest class size was 28 students in second grade. And that was a little challenging because I had to group students for math. I had to group students for reading. And sometimes it was hard to really get to know all of the kids and what level they were at. Because you know, that's pretty common in elementary school to be in reading groups and sometimes math groups. So sometimes it can be a lot to try to feel like you get to everyone and you get to learn what their abilities are. It takes a little while. You have to be patient.
Yeah.
Teachers have to be very patient with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there are different stages in the school year. The first 6 to 8 weeks of every school year is really the get to know you kind of, you know, lessons, getting routines in place, right? And then you start moving into your subjects and teaching the subject areas. But yeah, I would say it's a challenge because sometimes you don't have extra support from other teachers in your classroom. You're sort of doing it all yourself, and it can be a lot of work, you know?
Right. Right. Is everybody in Colorado that's here? Or do you have anybody that's out of state? Yeah. Colorado.
I mean, I know I am, but I don't know if everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes we have Girl Scouts come on Inspiring Futures from all over the place.
I thought so. I
They
was
might
wondering
be
if we,
having school starts at different times. Talia,
yes.
do you have a question? Or something to say? Saw your hand raised.
No.
No,
No, okay, no problem.
but that is a good point, Katie, that some schools and some schools start earlier than others and sooner and later, you know? So that's kind of neat too to think about. That's the other thing with teaching. You know, it's nice when if you become a mom someday and you're a teacher, and if your child, your own child is in your school district, then you sort of get the same days off, which is nice. So you get to celebrate fall break together. We have spring break, we have a long winter break, Thanksgiving time. So, you know, we do get quite a few days off. And then a lot of times in the school year, there are teacher work days. And those are sometimes days when kids don't have to go to school, but the teachers do. And when they go to school, when the teachers are in the building for that day, they usually do meetings, and then they get to work in their classrooms and get ready for the next few weeks. So that's also good. And the best thing of all is we get our whole summer off. That is still the best. I feel like a kid when I say that, but it's so true because I enjoy my summers. It's great to look forward to that.
And it looks like we've got a question. Oh, you're from West Virginia, Talia. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Welcome.
Nice. Welcome.
Yeah, do you have a question? We're happy to hear it. Or a comment.
Or a comment.
Or do you want to type it?
Yeah, I've been looking at the chat a little bit. Any other questions?
Jalkis, do you have a question? Or is someone typing?
No.
What do you mean by what if everything is free? You can unmute if you want.
Yeah.
Looks like she might be typing.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means though. What if everything is free? Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know if she means supplies or like all things are free. I'm not sure really. What
Would happen if everything in the world was free? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Ah,
That would be crazy, right?
that would be crazy.
I want a boat for free.
Yep.
What would you like for free?
Zoe's
It's an
confused.
unrelated school teacher question.
That's okay. It's good to
Yeah, a golden unicorn. Yes.
a golden unicorn. Okay, there you go. That would be really exciting if everything was free,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Ooh, you
If
got
you
a
only did-
$100.
I
Yeah,
know.
it would be hard to decide if everything was free and everybody'd have everything.
I know. Okay, back to teachers. I love that.
We can all dream.
And Zoe, I'm right there with you. I would not know what I would want. I wouldn't know where to start. I have to be honest.
Awesome. All
That's
right,
fun.
girls. Well, if anybody's got any more questions, it's a good time to ask. But if you have questions you think tomorrow, you're like, oh, I should have asked this. Make sure you have your caregiver email me, and I will make sure that I pass along question, and we can get your question answered. But it sounds like, you know, we've got information of where you can go to school to be a teacher, or if you'd go to school for something else, you can always go back and go to teaching school and, you know, do a program like that. So it probably seems like it's maybe never too late to be a teacher.
That's right. Anybody can do it at any time.
Yeah.
But I just want everybody to have a great rest of their school year, and especially enjoy the month of October celebrating Halloween, and be safe and have fun in your classrooms. Be good listeners to your teachers and respectful. And if you think about teaching, I wish you all the best because it is a great, great job.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You girls want to unmute and say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your school year.
Yes.
And we have other inspiring futures coming up. If you want to learn about other professions, we have a blacksmith coming up, which
Oh, cool.
and a journalist who does writing for papers, and oh, hi Violet, and a whole bunch of them coming up. And we also have an inspiring futures patch. So I'm just going
Oh,
to share my
cool.
screen one more time so you can see it.
Oh, awesome.
So that's
Oh,
the Inspiring Futures patch. And so you'll get for tonight for attending, if you don't already have it, you'll have the middle patch and then the life skills rocker. Because we have, those are the 4 pillars of Girl Scouting: outdoors, life skills, STEM, and entrepreneurship. And Inspiring Futures guests always fall under one of those 4 rockers. So your caregiver or parent will get an email from me, and they'll tell me your address so I can get that patch sent for you to you, and you can put it on the back of your vest. So thanks so much, Beth. And
you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm so
probably call
excited.
you. I guess all your kiddos call you Mrs. Fling.
They do, or this group calls me Miss Beth.
Miss Beth. Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Have a great school year, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks, girls.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Great to talk to you.
You too.